Greetings, beautiful people. So in this video, I'm going to direct you guys to my Instagram account, and I'm going to tell you why. There's different ways that I have done cleanses and purges of my space in my life, okay? Now, if you look at my Instagram page, this is my second Instagram page. I had another one where I had like 9,000 subscribers or followers, should you say. And I deleted that one because I changed my profession. I became a market manager for a supplement company. I was running the whole, Northeast, which is like the New York boroughs, running the GNCs and vitamin shops up there for a supplement company called Performix, okay? Now, if you look at these pictures down here, this is all when I was in the bodybuilding industry and, just really in a different ball game, you know what I mean? Now, this is the company I worked for, Performix. I got laid off, okay? And it was kind of like a blessing in disguise when it happened, because I actually started to see around this time, I'm going to show you. Around this time right here, I started to, I went to the doctor my second year in a row where I had high liver enzymes, okay? Here, I stopped eating meat, and you could see a clear view of what I used to look like to what I look like now, okay? Now, here's the crazy thing, okay? This was all just bodybuilding photos and stuff like that. I mean, you could see the amount of likes I would get. I would get nearly 200 likes. There's pictures with 300 likes, some with 200 and change. You know what I mean? But my point to this whole thing is this, okay? I started to, when I got laid off, okay, it was around, let's say, this time right here. So these pictures were when I was already laid off. I was going through some changes, you know what I mean, studying what I know now. I changed my diet to fruit diet, started talking about, and I got a lot of backlash from this one where people were telling me that, oh, we're not those animals, we shouldn't be eating those things, we were evolved to eat meat and blah, 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 whatever. I started to put things up like this about cognitive dissonance, and I chilled out for a little bit. And over here, from this post, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These 8 posts, I got very aggressive on what I really share on YouTube and stuff like that. Although I don't promote my YouTube page on this Instagram, right? I want to show you here the amount of likes that I would get, like 53, 29, and I posted this literally like over 2 weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago. And look at this one, 50. See, on my other pictures by now, I would have had like maybe 250, almost 300 likes, right? 18, you know what I mean? So I also clearly said in these two that if you don't like what I'm sharing or saying, I'm not going to unfollow you. I'll wait till you unfollow me, because I owe it to you to share this message. But if you apparently unfollow me, it's because you're part of the cleanse that I'm making and doing, okay? So I had I almost had 1,600 followers. I had 1,595, okay? And look at the amount of followers I have now, 1,515, okay? And I like double numbers. These are synchronistic numbers to me, about 1,515. So I lost a pretty chunk of numbers. Do I care? Absolutely not, okay? Back then I would have cared. But I clearly said here, if you don't like what I'm sharing, you need to get the fuck out, because I'm going to keep coming out with shit like this, okay? I spoke about, what I feel. Somebody decided to get stupid with me on one of my comments, on one of my posts. So I put what I think of it. I didn't go here with science, but I came into this post basically with the way I see things. You know what I mean? And I encourage you guys to come and read these last few posts. I mean, I sometimes express myself well, or even better, writing or typing than I do sometimes even speaking. So I'm going to be putting up posts here. And if you guys want to keep up with what I put up, and you have Instagram, send me a message so that I'll follow you back. But I'm trying to you see, I follow 454 people, but these are mainly like, I don't have any friends here. You know what I mean? It's just basically people I know or acquaintances. And here's the crazy part. I used to follow like 1,000+ people, and I started to unfollow things that I didn't really care for what was in my news feed. So I started to unfollow. The crazy part is that the people who unfollowed me here, I didn't even know who the hell they were. And 2, even the 15 people there, I don't even know 90% of those people. You know what I mean? So the people that are there, and if they are there and they want to benefit from listening to whatever I got to put out, looking at my perspective of things, like this one was a really good post. You know, what would we do with this pretty much, you know, entanglement? Because you'll see posts like this where it says, reality is created by the mind. We change our reality by changing our mind. But how do you change your mind? You got things like this and people don't even know how to really interpret that. You know what I mean? So my Instagram name is Zigzag Ziggler. I'm not doing this for popularity. I'm doing it because I'm going to be putting up posts here that share some pretty good information, and maybe you could see my perspective of things, and I would love to hear your side of it. This one was really good, and these were, I put all these literally in a row. So just to let you know, these from here down, all these 8, I posted these in one day. Okay, and these I posted, you know, sporadically, differently. But the benefit of this is if you want to know about me, you can like scroll down and see what I was about. You know what I mean? You know, I've traveled to Mexico. I was a public speaker, spoke in front of like 1,000 people, you know, promoting this supplement brand in different languages. And this is what I did. You know what I mean? This is what I do. You know, traveled all over the United States, traveled to different parts of my old place I used to live in, the city. And again, many benefits to this. You can see this right here. Okay, I was literally in front of a crowd. If you see this, well, I had my headphones and speakers on, but this was, you know, it was fun. You know what I mean? Like I said, it was fun. Reception section.
Estamos aquí con este bello país de México, en Mexico City. Bienvenidos.
So, you know, and I this is how I promoted myself back then. You know, I'm not into this lifestyle anymore. But this is kind of like what a birth and rebirth process is. You hear people saying, I'm born again this, born again that. Your body changes, right? And literally you get a new body. Every 7 to 10 years, you get a new body. And this is based on what you eat, what you ingest. It don't matter if it's food, information, because that's why they call it information. You form your nation, you know what I mean? And also, it's what you listen to. And this is what literally molds you. This is why even your environments mold you. Now, I moved out of the city. I live in the South right now. And, you know, more of a nature setting where I got more inspired to do gardening and all that. And, you know, yeah, I mean, this is a little bit about me. And, you know, again, this is more information about me. If you want to know about me, you know, come check out my my Instagram. I'm going to be posting things there that, you know, I share on YouTube, or maybe not. Like, I didn't share a couple of these posts. I haven't spoken about them on YouTube, but it's just literally sharing my perception of things. Not to say that because there's really no truth in my opinion. It's just all about how far you dig into a certain perception. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to give you a good example. You can have the word light. Out of the word light, right? L-I-G-H-T. How many different meanings can I get out of that word light? I can get lightweight, light bulb, light color, right? And then let's say, for example, I stick to the fact that light means a light color, a light shade, right? And somebody wants to come out and say, no, it doesn't mean light shade. It means light weight, like a weight or a density, right? They're both correct. You know what I mean? It's just a different perception of that one word. And a lot of the things that's happening out here works that same way. It's really just a different perception, right? Like love. People want to talk about love. Love, everything is love. But you know what? That can be misused too. Because if I go into a debate with somebody, right, and I tell them love is a frequency, love is a tool, somebody could be like, no, everything is love and this and that. But with love, if you don't know how to utilize it, it could create it could turn into obsession, or it'll create attachments, which is what we're not supposed to be doing here. So is love really even the highest vibration, or is neutrality the highest vibration? You get what I'm saying? So this is why I say, if you are open-minded, and watch my last video where I spoke about spirit attacks, because it's all about really being open. If you're open-minded, you can know, okay? You can know all different sides of perception. And what does that mean? You notice how here we can physically see only a certain percent of the color spectrum, right? Information is light. So if we're open-minded, right, we can start to see different perceptions. And not only are we able to see different perceptions, we can now see more of the color spectrum, which means that we can start utilizing information from one source and another source and then your source, and now you can start creating dots. And this is where it's all about. You start to now have inner knowing rather than just following something somebody said, because everything comes down to self-realization and self-actualization. Okay, this is what it's all about. All right, is you going and, you know, yeah, we look outside ourselves, but whenever we look outside ourselves for knowledge, we're really not coming back from a place of love. We're still coming back from a place of the ego. And this is why we don't know how to look eye to eye with certain people who are not in the same level you are. And not only that, but if your focus and intent was on helping people, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to attract that very thing. Those people are going to look for you. You don't have to look for anybody. It's the same thing when it comes to business, when it comes to anything. If you're running a business, okay, and your intent was to help people and you want to become lucrative doing it to sustain yourself in this 3D realm of reality, you don't have to chase anything. The people will just show up and the money will just start coming in because you're not chasing shit. You're having energies now work for you, because money is just a physical manifestation of energy, okay? People are energy. So are you attracting those energies or are you chasing those energies? Because here's the thing. The people are the ones that are putting that physical manifestation of energy in your pocket at the end of the day. So how do you promote yourself? How do you carry yourself? Do you carry yourself as somebody who is for the people or against the people? That's like me saying I want to become rich, but I am going against the energy of money because it's the root of all evil. It's the sin of the world. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you can't live here as a fucking spirit. You got to live here as a human being. You're here. You might as well play the game. All right? But play it consciously aware and play it smart. That's all I got to say.